Hey guys, welcome to my first Super Famicom pickup video. So yeah, here we go. This is it now. The collection is now officially starting. I'll show you the console. Now I'm going to show you the first couple of games that have arrived from Japan. So it's all good. I'm really happy now, and this is a good start. I'm really looking forward to getting into this collection. I've got a good few games to start me off with already. So the first game I want to show you is a game that I already had before I decided to sell my American games. I bought a couple of Japanese games during my collection of American Super Nintendo. And I had a couple of games left over. I sold Pop and Twin-B to Daz Cajones de Loro, and I had one game left which no one wanted to buy on eBay, so I decided to keep it for myself. And I'm glad I did now, and it is a fantastic game. It's called Zandra's Big Adventure, otherwise known in PAL regions as Whirlo. And basically you play that guy on the front, the little jelly baby with the pitchfork. And it's a platform game, and it's a really fun action platformer. You get to jump over platforms, you get to hit the enemies with your pitchfork. You can do super jumps to get up over high ground. It's a really fun title. I'm really glad I kept this in my collection because, quite frankly, I've been looking and it doesn't seem to get listed boxed anywhere in the world very often. It seems to be very limited numbers. I don't know why that is. Quite strange. Maybe the game's more rare than I thought it was, and it's not as common as I expected. If you do know, let me know. That'd be really nice to know about that. But yeah, it's a fantastic game. It's a really nice platform, a really quirky Japanese title, lovely graphics. Fantastic soundtrack as well. If you want to see any footage of this, I believe I did a gameplay of this, so I'll get that gameplay and I'll put a link down below in the description for you. So that's the first game I had, was Zandra's Big Adventure. So now it's the games that I've actually purchased myself. Okay, so the first game that came through is an absolutely gem, a game I loved on the American Super Nintendo. And I played a few weeks back, or probably a couple of months ago now. I sat down and decided to play it properly and have to try and get through it. Absolutely loved it. And that is Hook. It's a really great title. This is an interesting one. It's one of the Super Famicom games where it's a horizontal image as well, instead of the usual vertical image. It's really nice the way they've done that, actually. And it's just a superb game, so you get that on the side as well. I really like Hook. It reminds me of the 90s when the SNES was current. And my friend had it on import, and I was really impressed with it. The graphics are just gorgeous on it. It's a really beautiful, colourful platformer where you play as Peter Pan. It's got an amazing soundtrack. The music is so good. It's a Sony ImageSoft game, and Sony games generally tend to be pretty damn solid, really well presented, excellent games. I got really far. I can't remember how many levels. It was 5 or 6 levels I got into when I was playing this on the American one. So I want to go back and try and finish this game because it's a strange platform. It's a little bit slow and sluggish in the way that it moves. But it's a really fun game. You get to fly, you can just hit the enemies, the usual kind of platforming elements where you're just jumping around and hitting people. But it's really nicely done, really good representation of the film, and definitely a title I'm glad to have in the collection. I'm going to be playing this a lot more because I actually want to finish this one. So I'm really enjoying playing Super Nintendo games and completing them because they're not the easiest games to complete in the old days. You know, I recently did Castlevania 4 when I had the American version, and I was really chuffed and I managed to finally finish it. It was absolutely brilliant because I haven't done that since I was a kid. So that's Hook. That's one of the first ones I bought. Okay. So next up we've got a game that I did a trade with Cyber Snake 7, my mate Jay. And if you want to see the game I've traded with him, you'll have to wait a while because we're doing a deal and he'll be getting that shortly. But when he does get it, check it out on his channel. I'll put a link down below for his channel as well because Jay's one of the nicest blokes on YouTube I've met. Fantastic channel. Jay's, I can easily say, one of those people, as soon as I see a new video I'm clicking on it. No matter what time of day it is, I've got to watch his new video because he's just that engaging when you watch him on camera. He's such a nice bloke to talk to outside of YouTube as well. So the game I did a trade for was a fantastic platforming game. There wasn't platforming so far, it's a theme. But yeah, Donald Duck in Mary Mallard. A game I'd never heard of until I got it on the American system. And I was really impressed with this. I'll put a link down below for my gameplay as well for this one. Really cool game. Really interesting. You can fire this little weapon he's got. You can have different shots on the weapon to take the enemies out. Really colourful. You get a really great bit where you get a ninja outfit and you use the bow. And you can use the bow staff to climb up the walls. It's really good. Excellent game. Really nice cover as well for the Japanese version, as most Japanese games are. I do like the way they did the back and all with all the Japanese kanji and the the screenshots. It looks absolutely superb. So yeah, so really chuffed with that. So thank you, Jay. Absolutely brilliant trade that was, mate. So that's Donald Duck, Maryland. Mary Mallard, Maryland. Where the hell did that come from? Okay, so next couple of games that arrived this morning. So first one up is Super Donkey Kong 2 or Donkey Kong Country 2. Unfortunately, this one arrived this morning. It was quite disappointing actually. Usually Japanese sellers are absolutely hands down the best sellers in the world. Their packaging, their shipping, their customer service is second to none. This particular seller unfortunately decided to ship this game from Japan to the United Kingdom in a jiffy bag with no bubble wrap around the game at all. So Christ knows how it didn't get squashed. You might be able to see the sides bulging out there, it's all bowed. Now you can get an iron on that and iron it if you want to, but what I'll do is I'll just stick it in a box protector when they arrive, because I've got them on the way. That usually tends to like hold its shape and tighten it up a little bit. If someone can tell me, Daz I know does this, if you know how to iron them without damaging them, please let me know, because I wouldn't mind giving it a shot, because this was only a cheap game, so not that I want to knacker the box, but I just want to have an attempt at it, because it does bug me a little bit. But yeah, I haven't played this. In fact, I don't even know if I've ever played this. I had this when I first collected Super Famicom games back in the early 2000s. I had the trilogy, but I don't know if I ever got around to playing 2 and 3, because I've always been in the mindset I need to complete the first one. And on the American version, I got right near the end. I was about 5 levels away from the end of the game. I just couldn't do it. It was just really, really hard. But I'm determined to do it this time. I've got to start from scratch again, unfortunately, now in the Japanese ones. But when I get Donkey Kong 1, I will play through that, and then I'll play Donkey Kong 2, and then eventually Donkey Kong 3. As far as I understand, Donkey Kong 2 is the hardest one. I know years ago I saw Cyberlanky, who unfortunately doesn't make videos anymore, but I remember seeing him do a playthrough of this, and man, it was a right hard game to get through. But you know, the Donkey Kong games you can't go wrong with on the Super Nintendo. All fantastic titles. You know, Rare, one of the best developers out there. Stunning graphics, amazing soundtrack, super tight controls. Just overall, just a lot of fun. Okay, so now I've got 2 more games come this morning from the same seller, which are really happy with this because the condition is absolutely spot on, and Donkey Kong keeps falling over now because he's bent. Okay, so first one we've got is Super Street Fighter 2, the new challenges, in lovely shape. Really happy with this one. Not my favourite of the Street Fighters. I will say it is the weakest of the 4 in my opinion on the Super Nintendo. The graphics are absolutely beautiful. It's a lovely upgrade. As you go from Street Fighter the World Warrior to Turbo to Super Street Fighter to Alpha 2, the graphics get better on each game. It's quite obvious and really nice to see. The music remix on this game, I like it. It's a little tinny. There's not enough bass, but I like what they did with it. The biggest issue I've always had with this game is the sound effects. The sound effects are absolutely terrible. They're really weak, really tinny. There's no bass whatsoever. When you do a hard kick, it just sounds like you're slapping him. It doesn't sound like the other games where you really feel like the crunch, like you're kicking him in the face. It's awful. It's a shame really, because I really like the fact that the new characters they put into this game, Cammy, T-Hawk, Fei Long, DJ, all worked really well, and I've always said that they fit well in the universe of Street Fighter. I thought they were really well thought out, unlike the characters they put in Street Fighter 4, which I thought don't work and are pretty generic and crap, and I don't like those at all. But this is great. I mean, Cammy's awesome, so you cannot beat a bit of Super Street Fighter. So there you go. So I mean, all Street Fighter games are brilliant. None of them are particularly crap, are they? So yeah, very happy with that indeed. Okay, and the next game I got from that seller who sent me Street Fighter, this was a must buy. It's essential, you know, you have to have this if you've got a Super Nintendo, and I had a lot of trouble trying to get a decent copy of this, but I'm really glad I picked this one up. It is, of course, Mario World. Super Mario World, or Super Mario Bros. 4, as is on the box there, because it's the Japanese version. What can you say? I mean, true masterpiece, classic of all games on all consoles, one of hands down the best platformers ever created. For me personally, still my favourite Mario game. 3 and 4, it's hard to choose between them, but 4 for me, it just has that edge. It's just that little bit better. I love the cape, I love Yoshi, I love the soundtrack is just iconic. I mean, this was my first Mario game as well, so that's probably why I love it so much. I didn't play Mario 3 till years later, but Mario 4 is just superb. I love that cover. I mean, look at it, it just says it all, and it's fantastic. This game is a pain really, because there's so many copies available on eBay across the world. There's tons of Mario Worlds, but as I was going through them from lowest price upwards, the majority of them either have got bad boxes, bad manuals, or both. and I found it really difficult at the time I was looking anyway to find a good condition one. This one I paid over the odds for this. I paid way more than I should have done, but this was about £33, which is a lot for this game. It isn't worth that at all. However, I was determined to get one in good condition. I wasn't just going to settle for anything when it comes to this game because it means so much to me, and it was important that I got a decent condition one. The manual is pristine, the cartridge and the label, everything is pristine in the box. There's little tiny bits of wear around the box, but hardly anything at all. Nothing that's ever going to bother me. I'm really happy with this. Unfortunately, about a few days later, or about a week later, someone did list one for about £5, so that kind of annoyed me. But you know, that's the perils of collecting, isn't it? You either jump in and buy it there and then, or you wait and wait and wait and wait, and you either get one and you get lucky, or you just don't and you have to wait months. So sometimes you just got to go for it and buy the one that's there at that time when you're looking. So I don't regret it. I mean, it's £33. Okay, I overpaid, but it's Super Mario World. You know, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because I'm going to get my money's worth and more. This game is just an absolute classic, so you cannot go wrong with it at all. I mean, just look at it, even around the size, look at the artwork, the attention to detail and the effort they've put into this. Imagine getting that in 1990 when you imported your Super Famicom, or if you're in Japan you bought your Super Famicom. That would have knocked your socks off. So impressive. So yeah, really, really chuffed to have that. I can't wait to get back into it and get stuck into it. I still need to find all the hidden worlds. I don't think I've ever done that, so that's something I need to work on. Okay, so next up, a really nice guy by the name of Neil contacted me through eBay, and he watches my YouTube video. So hello Neil, if you're watching this. Really great guy. He told me he was selling some Super Famicom games. So he told me what was available, and he sent me some photographs. And we did a deal for a game, which I'll show in a moment, which was an absolutely fantastic deal. So thank you very much for that, Neil. I was well chuffed to get it this early in the collection as well. So that was fantastic. But even better than that, when I got the game, it arrived, and I thought that box looks a bit big. I opened up the box, and Neil threw me a Brucey bonus in, which I was just absolutely blown away. So I really want to thank you, mate, if you're watching this video, because you didn't have to do that, and I really do appreciate you throwing it in for me, because it's a game that I've never really known too much about, and I think, if I remember rightly, Cybersnake J has always said it's a good game, but I've always been on the fence about playing it, so I wasn't sure about buying it, and you know, the good guy that it is, Neil, just gave me this for free, which is bloody mind-blowing. But it is Magic Sword by Capcom. So yeah, I had a quick blast yesterday when I set the console up, just to test the console out. I was waiting for my RGB cable to come today as well, which is excellent, so I can set it up properly now. But yeah, I had a go on this. It's actually pretty damn good. It's really smooth, rapid, action platformer by the look of it, and it's not a bad game at all. I'm surprised I've never played this before, because it's actually quite good. So I'm looking forward to sitting down, putting some real time into this one, you know, making some real effort to get through it. But yeah, thank you very much, Neil. Top bloke. Really chuffed about this. Unfortunately, Neil doesn't make videos himself, but he is a top man. So there you go. So the game I actually purchased from Neil is a fantastic title, which I've owned before on the Super Famicom. One I never got to own on the American Super Nintendo because the price basically prohibited me from buying it, which was unfortunate because I always wanted it, but I just wasn't willing to shell out the cash, and it would have taken me a while to save for it. So I'm really glad to get this again on the Japanese version. Great cover art as well, and a superb game. It is Castlevania Dracula X. So yeah, thank you very much, Neil. Did me a great deal on this. Absolutely superb. So yeah, look at that artwork. Absolutely brilliant. I was playing it yesterday. It's so good. It's so difficult, this game, that it kicks your ass proper. And I've said before, to me Castlevania 4 is the better game because you can do multi-directional whipping. Not being able to do that on Dracula X makes it really, really difficult sometimes. And sometimes his jumping ability, I tend to fall down holes quite a lot. He tends to overshoot and get a bit floaty on this one as well, which I found yesterday. And I fell through some stairs, and luckily he landed on one of the stairs. I didn't die, but it was so close. I was like... But yeah, I really want to try and complete this game. I mean, I've heard that it's really, really, really difficult to complete, but I want to have a good go at it and try. Because I was quite surprised myself yesterday, because normally at the beginning when you fight the Black Cat, I tend to have problems with that bit. I tend to not get the technique right and I get hammered a lot. But yesterday I worked it out because I used the boomerang cross. I just stayed in the centre of the screen and just kept flicking left and right, using the whip and using the boomerang cross. Took the cat out, no problem at all, so I was quite chuffed with that actually. It's just a fantastic game, really, really good. It is unfair in the way the jumps and things, and as I say, the not being able to multi-directional whip, that is a pain in the arse. It really does make it difficult, and unnecessarily difficult, because you've got number 4 where they changed the game and they added so much to it, and you know, they made it a lot more fun and a lot easier to play and more accessible. Whereas with Dracula, they just took a step backwards and went back to the NES and just made it balls hard. Don't know what the point was, but there you go. But yeah, I mean, you can't beat that for a start to the collection. What a great game to add to the collection. Fantastic stuff. So there you go, guys. Those are the first few games I've got from my Famicom so far. There are more on the way from Japan, trying for them to arrive. So when they come in, as and when, I'll do pickup videos for them. And if you want to see any gameplays for any of these games, please let me know. Obviously, I'm bringing in quite a few at the moment. So unlike before, I'm not bringing one game at a time where I could just put the gameplay on the end of the video. If I did, the video would be like 2 hours long. And I know some people, Alex, will be quite happy with that. But but yeah, if you want to see an individual video, just let me know. I'll put links down below for J Cybersnake 7's channel. Please check him out if you haven't. Most people know who he is, but if you don't, please do, because he's top bloke. Great channel. Really, you will really enjoy it. And he's carrying the mantle now for the American Super Nintendo in England, because I'm out of the game, and he's got, as far, from what I've seen on YouTube, he has the biggest American Super Nintendo collection in the country now. So, you know, go and check him out. He's a top man. And I'll put links down below as well for gameplays that I've got on my channel, which are for Zandra's Big Adventure, Donald Duck, Mary Mallard, and Dracula X. I don't believe I've got any of the others. I'll have a look, see if any of the other games are on my channel, because I've done so many gameplays, I can't bloody remember. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos, just click on subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all again soon.